experience is the experiment.
Okay, so this week I wanted to talk about something that not only hits very close to home for me, but is something that I'm experiencing at the moment. And I guess I kind of need a way to, in real time, go through my feelings, and hopefully in a way where I can get some guidance from some other people, maybe show a couple people that this is very normal, and find my way out of it. And that is burnout. One of the most common feelings between people in any industry. I started working a new job. I had a record label. I love it. I love the people. I love the opportunity. But I'm working 8 hours, 9-hour shifts. And then coming here and doing a podcast or two, and editing a podcast, and trying to make some music, and also try to have a social life and be able to hang out with my girlfriend and be able to hang out with friends and go out and network, and just so much going on. And one of the things I've always prided myself on is my ability to handle more, to find a way to keep going and handle more than, I don't know, most people would think is healthy. A lot of my friends tell me it, and they always say, and they say, you got to slow down, or you're doing too much, or how do you do so much? And I don't know if it's that I can do too much or so much more than it is I have this weird ability to shut off the little voice in my head sometimes telling me to slow down, which I'm sure sometimes has its positive characters, but a lot of times too, it ends up in situations like this where I'm just tired. I'm beat up. My body is just feels depleted. My head just feels depleted. Creatively, I feel depleted. I haven't got to go do the things that keep me stable. Not stable is the wrong word. They keep me even keeled, like going to the mountains, like going camping, like going on hikes. Just because I've been so busy. And of course, this is still pretty new, and this is something that I'm going to learn as I go how to deal with a little better and a little better and a little better every time. And that's the goal. But right now I'm in the middle of it, and it feels hectic. I don't know. It's not something that worries me. It's not something that stresses me out or gives me anxiety, because I know the feeling. I've been here before. This might be a level that is new, but I've been here before, and I can see, it's not like I don't see some light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I'm fine, and I know that this is part of the process. I'm not sad about it. I'm not upset about it. I'm not mad about it. I'm just trying to figure out how I can adapt with the life that I'm growing into. And I think this is something that a lot of people in any industry go through. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like to try to be a lawyer or a doctor or this or that and have such crazy hours. And this is my version of it. And yes, I'm lucky as hell that the things that are filling a massive portion of my time I love. But it's also one of those things, like, I want to continue to love it. And that's the part that freaks me out the most, is that I'm doing something so much that I'm afraid I'm going to burn out from the love of what I do, which I know is crazy, because at the end of the day, this is all I think about is music and this podcast, outside of my relationships and the things in life, the people in life that I love. But this is my life. I love this. And if I could pick the perfect life for me, it would be getting to be in the room with some of the most amazing, influential people in the world, and have them on my podcast and make music with them and introduce them to people that I think have the same talent, just haven't had the opportunities. And that's somewhere I'm going to be able to get one day, and I can't wait for it. But I know this is one of those weird periods in between. And I was talking about this on a podcast a couple days ago, where your career at times is kind of like a shitty haircut, where you cut your hair too short. You really wish it was long, and you know you're going to have to go through these awkward phases of your haircut. But eventually you're going to get back to where you were, or you're going to get to this place that you wanted to be, and it's going to look great and you'll be happy. But like, you have to commit to these weird haircuts in between. I'm just in a weird haircut right now. That's all it is. But it's one of those things that I think people forget is so normal and so common. And just because you're having a tough time juggling all of your beautiful opportunities doesn't mean that you have to be upset about it or mad about it. It just means that you have to maybe take a step back or a step forward, look at yourself in retrospect, or whatever you need to do to analyze your situation, make small little adjustments as you go, and try to find a path that feels the most comfortable to you. And that's where I am. I'm trying to figure this out. This is me in real time trying to figure it out. And one day I'm going to look back at this and I'm going to say, oh, that was nothing. I don't even remember that. And that's cool. Or I will. And maybe this is a huge impact on my life that changes my trajectory in whatever way it does. That's not up to me at this moment. What's up to me is finding the ability to get through this one way or another without going into a depression or whatever it is, like I'm making these small changes. Part of that is me getting up, which sounds crazy. It sounds counterintuitive, but me getting up an hour early every day and going on my runs again so I can get my head clear in the morning. And by the time I get to work, I've already been up and had movement and exerted myself and putting myself in these situations where this sort of life stress doesn't compare to the stress I put on myself in these physical or mental ways that are self-induced and there for reason. I don't know. I'm rambling as I do, but this is more just to show everybody, fuck that. This is to show me that when I look back at this, that moments like this in life are not only going to happen, but they're a necessity in order to make these micro adjustments that eventually get you toward your trajectory. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to give you guys an update next week. Maybe I won't. Maybe I forgot about it by then. Or maybe I'm going to need even more guidance next week. Who knows? But until then, I'm going to put in the extra little pieces of work I can. I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to tell my friends and family, and my girlfriend, and figure it out. That's part of life. That's why we're here. I'm going to go get ready for another podcast with a group of people that I love very much, who I look up to very, very much. And go have myself a great night. Just because you're tired and burnt out doesn't mean you can't have a good time and smile. Let's give it a go. Love you guys. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you listening. If you're still listening, thank you. And if you're not, that's okay. That's all. Love you. Goodbye.
The experience is the experiment.